For the privilege, for the honor, for the trust. Thank you, Eduardo. It's a pleasure meeting you. Pleasure meeting all of you here in the room. And so I'd like to chat with you a little bit about Latino broadcasting, but I don't want to make it a sales pitch, and I don't want to make it about me, because it's not about me. It's about our community, right? But just quickly, I'll give you a 30-second. On the next slide, Latino broadcasting was formed in 1999, and our job is to empower our community. Our job is to empower, inform, and educate our community. I'm more than happy to share this with all of you. You can read it at home, but I don't want to bore you with 1,000 slides. On the next slide, Victor, we have a list of our stations. Now you'll see a different genres, everything from Spanish Christian, Romance is our heartbreak station, La Mejor is regional Mexican, 99.5 is bachata, salsa, cumbia, la calle. It's a little more classical, cumbia, salsa, tropical. Puro Tejano is our newest station, and it's our hottest station. Living in Houston, Texas, we had not had a Tejano station for over 20 years. Being in Houston, Texas, it didn't make sense, right? So when we launched this station, it was like this aha moment, right? And people love us, and so that's our Tejano station. We also have a Spanish language TV station. But on the next slide, Victor, so what we do, it's not just radio, it's not just TV, it's digital, it's events. Long story short, we connect our advertisers, our clients with the community. So that's what we do. We connect you with a very prominent, a very powerful community. On the next slide, Victor, I want to pause here for a second, and I want to congratulate you guys. And you may say, why? It's not my birthday, it's not my anniversary. But I want to congratulate you because you are sitting in the best city in the US, the best city in the world. No joke. No joke. I grew up in California. Please don't stone me. I grew up in California. But like the bumper sticker says, I got here as fast as I could, right? And now that I see things, and I'm like, we are in the best city in the world. Why? And here's just a couple bullet points. In Houston, the Hispanics are the majority. In the city of Houston, Texas, and the DMA, from Conroe to Galveston, Sealy to Channelview, Hispanics are pretty much 40% of the population. Only LA and Miami can say that as well, as far as major cities. So we're the majority here in the city. Hispanics are. 72% are of Mexican descent. The remaining 28%, it's a mix of Colombians, Hondureños, Salvadoreños, etc., etc. To me, the second to last bullet point is mind-blowing. 1 out of every 2 newborns in Houston at the moment are Hispanic. If today, July 11, make sure you go to 7-Eleven because you got a free Slurpee today on 7-Eleven. But if today you go to Memorial Hermann, Methodist, Texas Children's in the medical center, 1 out of every 2 babies born are Gonzalez, Sanchez, Jimenez, Ramirez, etc., etc., etc. 1 out of every 2 babies. And HISD, the largest independent school district in the state of Texas, is 62% Hispanic. HISD is 62% Hispanic enrollment. So this is, whatever kind of business you're in, whether you sell, windows, cars, whatever you do, you are sitting on a gold mine. You are, again, congratulations, because you are in the best city in the world. The next slide, Victor. And then this Hispanic population is younger than the national average. On average, across the US, non-Hispanics are around 39, 40 years old. Hispanics are 35 years old. So automatically, across the nation, Hispanics are 5 years younger. But in Harris County, the average Hispanic is 25 years old. Super young, super young. But what does that mean? You may ask, how does that help me? How does it help me to know that the average Hispanic in Harris County is 25 years old? They have more life events in their future. They still need to get married. They still need to buy their first house. They still are going to have their first baby. They're still going to buy the first crib. They're still going to go invest in their second home. More life events in their future. And they also have, and this is key, they have more choices to make in their future. We have the opportunity to reach these 25-year-olds and help shape their future. You have the ability to inform them and to influence them, right? To influence them. So I'll give you, this is an example I use with all our clients. I tell them, my dad is 74 years old. My dad has been driving Toyota since he was 18 years old. And my dad has been drinking Corona since he was, 21 years old. I'm sure he was a little younger, but he says 21 years old. It is very difficult for my dad to drive a Hyundai, a Kia, a Ram, a Chevy. He's just not going to. He's sorry. It's very difficult for my dad to start drinking Modelos or Sol or Budweiser or Heineken or Dos Equis. It's just not going to happen. But a 25-year-old, you can persuade him. You can persuade him to think Ram, to think Hyundai, to think Chevy, to think GMC. You can persuade him to, drink Modelo, drink Dos Equis, etc. And I'm making you guys thirsty. There is a bar, I believe, right, Eduardo? So what's the benefit of a 25-year-old Hispanic in Houston or Harris County? That they're younger and they have more choices to make, which is brand loyalty. And that's talking about politics, very important, right? A 25-year-old, you can persuade him, one way or another. So use that to your advantage. Hispanic households are larger than non-Hispanic. According to the U.S. Census, non-Hispanic families have about 3 people per household. Hispanic families have 4 people per household. That's on paper. Unofficially, it's probably 8, 9, right? I'll give you myself as an example. We have 4 kids. My wife, that's 6 of us. My mother-in-law moved in with us recently, who I adore and I get along with. 80% of the time I get along with my mother-in-law. There's 7 of us. It's a household of 7 members. And I'll tell my clients, do you know how much we spend at Chick-fil-A? Just Chick-fil-A, the 7 of us. $40, $50, $97.17. I have it down to the penny. $97.17. So how does that help businesses? When you invite a Hispanic in, you're not only inviting one person in, you're inviting the mom, the dad, the abuelita, the tia, the tío, the grandmother, the cousins. All of a sudden, restaurants love us because we don't walk in with a table of 4 or 5. We walk in and we ask for a table of 18, right? Sunday brunch. Because the Garcias invite the Jimenez, and the Jimenez invite the Sanchez, and the Sanchez invite the other Perez, and all of a sudden it's a table of 28 people. So we're larger homes, multi-generational homes. And more than anything, Hispanics, not to stereotype, but we love to talk. And we love to recommend things, and we love to influence each other. So when you talk to one Hispanic, that one Hispanic talks to the neighbor, and the tia, and the abuelita, and the comadre, and the compadre, and all of a sudden you influence, one person influences their circle of 18 people, right? And last but not least, this bullet point, Houston Hispanics. This is not a typo. Houston Hispanics are projected to spend $84.2 billion in consumer goods and services in 2026. $84.2 billion. There's one thing, I meet with all kinds of clients, from fast food to car dealerships to et cetera, and there's nothing that makes me madder or I want to turn green when people say, Hispanics, they can't afford a Cadillac Escalade. And I say, what? It makes me mad. Hispanics, in Houston alone, we're going to spend over $84 billion with a B, billion dollars in consumer goods and services. So again, I congratulate you because you're in the best city in the world. The best city in the world. I always tell our clients, we may not have the pretty beaches that Miami has, and we may not have the Hollywood movie studios that Los Angeles does, but guess what we have? We have jobs. We have a stable economy. We have good values. And to me, that's more important than anything else in the world, right? So, and then to start wrapping it up, Victor, if you don't mind, again, on the next one, I'll send you guys, I'm more than happy to share the next slide, please, Victor. More than happy to share this information with you. But long story, if I had to summarize all these bullet points into 1 or 2, we educate, we empower, and we inform our audience, and we provide a trusted voice for our audience. It's one thing if I say to Victor, I really recommend Dos Equis beer. He may try it, he may not. But when one of our personalities says, I recommend Dos Equis beer, people try it because it's a trusted voice. On the next slide, so again, Puro Tejano, I'll send this information to you, but just think of Puro Tejano as Selena. The Selena audience, that's our audience. And the final slide, I hate to stereotype, but sometimes it's good to stereotype a bit. I would like to introduce you to Robert and Daisy Campos, 2 of our listeners on Puro Tejano 106.1. They're in the late 20s, early 30s. She lies a bit about her age. She says she's 28, but rumor has it she's about 32. They come from a Mexican household. Their grandparents were Mexican immigrants. Their parents perhaps are from the Valley. Perhaps they're from McAllen or Brownsville. But Robert and Daisy are born and bred in Houston, and they're proud of it. They're proud Houstonians, right? They're married perhaps, with perhaps a baby on the way. And they have 4 values, and they will not trade these values for anything. Their faith is super important. Family is super important. Their financial stability is super important. And football is super important to them. And again, rumor has it that Robert is a Cowboys fan and Daisy's a Texans fan, so they don't get along during football season. But this is what's important to them: faith, family, and financial stability. And if we can help you connect with this audience, if I can help you connect with Robert and Daisy, please let me know. I'm gonna be here. I have nowhere to go. If I go home, my wife's gonna make me clean the gutters and mow the lawn, so I'm gonna hang out here the whole afternoon with Eduardo and team. Please, I would love to connect you with Robert and Daisy Campos because they're younger, they can be influenced, they have money to spend, and more than anything, they share the values that you and I share. So thank you, Eduardo. I appreciate the trust, the confidence. And again, thank you.